I didn't come into the barber industry with a business degree. I went to community college. I started cutting hair out of high school. The way I learned business was, again, to like asking OGs or just kind of guessing my way through maybe a YouTube video here and there, maybe what my clients told me of like how business should be ran, and maybe just what I, saw on YouTube here or there. But I didn't know what the fuck to do. And this kind of like can get a barber very especially in today's industry, because nobody knows how to run a business. Business in the barber industry is like a foreign language to people. Even like understanding profits, something as simple as taxes, is like a foreign language to a lot of people. I'm not a tax expert, but I at least understand like what the fuck needs to happen with taxes. I know I need to hire my CPA, have my CPA do basically everything, get any information from there, and like make sure that I'm compliant with like the California state tax laws, paying my taxes on time, doing quarterly things, and that's about it, right? Because like again, I'm not a tax expert, but I at least know those things to get me by, so I'm not going to get in trouble. And that's kind of like it for a lot of barbers. That's all you really need to know. Make sure you pay your taxes, hire a CPA, you're solid. There's your tax knowledge, right? Because you should go to an expert. New Era Barbering are experts in scaling barber businesses. We're not experts in taxes. We're experts in growing your income, and you should go to a tax expert. Somebody who does that legit for their business and for their life, is understand tax laws, especially in your state or city. Now, again, too, I had no fucking clue how to run a business. I'm just learning on my own. This got me to a very fucked up place thinking again too. I needed to overall, I needed to bend over backwards again. We can kind of go on that example. Bend over backwards for a lot of clients. How to do after hours. Don't charge them too much. Don't raise your prices too high. Don't go up too soon. Make sure you're on time with every client, right? And this got me into a very scarcity mindset again. So I was like, oh my God, I'm going to fuck up every client. I got to make sure I don't do so. I had so much anxiety. Because I'm obsessive about things at times, a tendency to become that. And again, too, for this, because I didn't know business, I felt like I was like walking on eggshells. Because I was like, oh my God, is this right? Maybe if I charge him, is this right if I say this is what I charge? Or maybe I should tell him that because he might get mad at me. And I think every barber goes through that or is still going through that. And it's like a guessing game. It's like you're trying to find a needle in the haystack. You don't know what the fuck you're actually doing this thing, right? And this could lead you to running a charity and not a business. Again, this is my point number 3, and business approach number 3. Do not run a charity, run a business. What I mean by charity is like, again, when you have a lack of knowledge of like what business actually is, when you don't know what the hell this thing is doing in terms of scaling a business up, when you're scared to piss people off, when you're going to go bend over backwards, trying to make clients happy, and like for myself, being stressed as fuck over being 5 minutes late on a fucking haircut, hell, being 5 minutes late to start the day, right? You start doing things outside of what a business should be actually focused on. Growing, making income, making sure your profit margins are good, and continually expanding the business. Not trying to be like, oh my God, okay, I gotta fix this. Okay, don't worry about my profits. I'm just thankful and grateful. Where did you get me? Not that. How can I get my price up higher? How can I acquire a client at a higher price point? What do I need to do in the business, right? This is not a charity or a non-profit. This is a for-profit business. And if you're telling me you're doing this not for profit, if you're telling me this, you're doing this for some passion, I'm going to tell you it's fucking bullshit, right? Because you cannot live without making some type of money. I'm sorry. If you want to be self-righteous and be on that type of bullshit, go ahead. But there are people out here who could scale the business up to 20 to 30K, if not more. And we're continually working on this with barbers too. And I think it's your duty as an individual to be able to put your family in a better position and yourself and really see what your full potential is going to be. And this just so happens to be your avenue. Barbering, cutting hair. Is it the best thing possible? Absolutely not. I was on a call today with a barber. He's like, hey, do you ever miss cutting hair? I'm like, absolutely fucking not. I do not miss one day of cutting hair, right? I love running a business. I love running a business in general. That's what I liked about it. But actually physically cutting hair, not at all. Not at all. I love being able to scale in the game of business, of barbering, because it was so easy because nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. And as long as you know what the fuck you're doing, you could run this thing up real fucking. That's why you see a lot of our guys making moves, being able to increase their income, get to 1 to 2K days very, very quickly. Now, again, when you start understanding how to run a business, you start setting standards for your business, right? You stop being a little bit of a pushover to other people. You stop allowing like clients to run your business, and you actually start setting a standard for like, look, I'm letting this shit pass in my business overall, right? You stop being fearful because you actually know how to scale the business up. You're not fearful of like, oh man, what if I go up and this is going to happen? You're not fearful of that anymore. You're more excited because you're like, all it's going to take is time, and I know exactly what needs to happen in order to do this. And it's not a guess either. right? A lot of barbers like to guess on what needs to happen to this. Oh, I think if I just keep on doing this, I'm going to start growing. It's like, dude, you've been doing the damn thing for like 6 to 8 months, 12 months, 2 years. You've been doing the same thing. What the fuck is going to change now? All of a sudden, you're going to go from making $3K a month to $20K a month by doing the same damn thing and just being more consistent. Come on now. So that's number 3, run a business, not a charity. Now, I did only have 3 things in here, but I'm going to throw you guys a bonus as well too. Okay. Now, again, dude, when I was charging $16, hell, even when I was doing the $40 or $60, I had clients that would come into me like, tell me how to run my business. Hey, you should do referrals. Hey, you should. Other barbers going ahead and get my hair. Hey, you should sell products. You get a lot of clients, bro. You should sell them products. Do you know how much money you can make on products? You get a shit ton of money. Sell some products. You don't have to even make your own. You go into like wholesale some things, right? Get some Johnny B. Get some Suavecito. Get some of that shit. Your clients are gonna love it. They'll eat it up. It's like automatic. It's automatic money, bro. They gotta get product regardless. Or even like clients tell me, or people tell me, oh, you should do women's hair. That's where the money's at. Dudes do women's hair. Learn how to do women's hair. That's what you should do. Learn how to do those services, bro. That's where the real money's at. And I got enticed by some of it. I did referral things where it's like, oh, if you bring in a friend, I'll give you this much off a haircut. Oh, if you, and I started like Johnny B came to our shop one time, and like our shop on wholesaling at the first shop I was at. I was trying that game as well too. Just trying anything to make more money. I was basically making them more money while I was making like $2, which made no sense at all, right? Doing women's hair, like, dude, I just went to school, paid all this money to not even like do this. Now I want to switch to a different focus, right? The bonus point of this is like, look, do not take advice from clients, from barbers who aren't in the position where you want to be at, or people who haven't gotten other people to resolve where you want to be at. It doesn't make sense, right? You wouldn't take relationship advice from an 18-year-old virgin who's never been in a relationship in their life, would you? Never even had a girlfriend or boyfriend. Hell, never even been on a date. You wouldn't take their relationship advice, would you? If you're married, you'd be like, dude, all right, chill. If they even talk to you, you'd be like, dude, all right, cool. I appreciate it, but thanks. Yet when it comes to business, you will take somebody who works for the city, who gets their haircut by you, somebody who works for the city. Hell, you can even, I know a lot of barbers who go, oh, but my client does like really big deals in real estate. It's real estate. Real estate versus barbering. These are 2 different things. There is business involved, but you have to know there's big distinctions between the 2. In an online business, right, like currently, there's B2B offers and B2C offers. These things act very differently. And for me, I have to know and understand, where do I stand? Where does New Era Barbering stand in these things? So I know how to communicate my product the best, right? And so you have to understand everything is yes, it's business. Yes, these things might be able to translate. But would you really take that advice from that 18-year-old virgin who's never been on a date before, who's read all the books on what dating and marriage is about? Or are you going to take the OG who's been through marriages, understands exactly, has successful marriages, and actually has skin in the game and has the result you want? Probably going to go with that. Main point here, again, too, don't take advice from the clients because you don't want to take, like, haven't done the result. Like, it's simple. If they have not achieved the goal of getting to, if them themselves not gotten to 15 to 20K, or helped somebody get to the goal of making 15, 20K per month, and that is your goal, or if your goal is to charge 100, 150, $200, and they have not done or helped somebody do that, why would you listen to anybody else than that person, right? Why would you listen to somebody who has not gotten that goal? And I've added that last part in there because a really good example of this is like, people are like, well, what about Tim Grover? Obviously, if you know Tim Grover is Writes Relentless and Winning, one of really good books that I love to read. Grover was MJ's trainer, right? Michael Jordan's trainer, personal trainer. You would listen to Tim Grover because Grover knows how to get a result, right? He has not been the best basketball player, but he's trained and not created, but helped improve the greatest basketball player to become even better. So you would probably want to listen to them if you want to be even a better basketball player than what you already are. Yet most barbers go ahead and just take advice that's bullshit, random bullshit, that's just regurgitated bullshit. That's regurgitated show after barber show after class after class. Literally everybody's just saying the same bullshit over and over and over again, like it's something new. But the only new thing is that it's a different person saying it, and they feel special as fuck because they feel like, oh my God, nobody's ever heard this before. I heard it in one class, now I'm going to say it. And everybody's saying this goddamn same thing. And that's why everybody's making the same amount of money in the barber shop. That's why everybody's charging the same amount. Because nobody knows how to run a fucking business. And everybody's just taking advice blindly from these fucks. So if you don't want to be in that position, Always vet out who you're taking advice from. It can be clients as well too. Why would you take advice from your client who has nothing to do in the barber business, has zero clue how to cut hair, has zero clue of exactly how to scale the barbering business up? Why? Okay, they run an online e-commerce business. Online and in-person services are completely different markets. Just like online and brick and mortar, I would never give somebody who has a brick and mortar business my expertise. I have no clue how to run a brick and mortar business. Brick and mortar basically meaning like a storefront. I have no clue. Online business, somewhat. Even then, I'm like, well, I don't know everything, right? I know how to run an education business in the barber industry, but not in a different industry. I have no clue what that would look like, right? No clue. Why would I talk about? Why would I give somebody advice? I'd probably like brainstorm with somebody, but I wouldn't give them advice. Oh, you should do this. You should do this. It's a killer for you, right? I don't know. Yet, again, every barber's trying to grasp onto information and just implement things they hear from like people who just have never had skin in the game. And it's like, no wonder why your results aren't there. No wonder why the business isn't where it's supposed to be at. So recap over 3 points plus bonus points. So technically four, I guess, like business approaches. Number one, obviously raising price is never going to fix poor spending habits, but scarcity mindset, that will never fix anything as well either. Number two, client acquisition always is going to trump client retention. Always, always, always the lifeblood. Number three, run a business, not a charity. Do not be a bend over. Don't bend over backwards for clients. Make sure you have a little bit of backbone and learn what the fuck, how to actually run and scale a business. And as a bonus, again, too, don't take advice from clients. Again, too, you wouldn't take advice from an 18-year-old virgin who's never been in a relationship on how to get married and marriage advice overall. Okay. Again, I've been more active on these. So again, to be for you guys, my only one request every single time, like, look, if you fuck with any specific podcast or even YouTube video, take a screenshot of this damn thing. Take a screenshot, post it on your social media on Instagram. If you do post it on there, make sure you tag me just so I can go ahead and see who it is. I'll check out your page, kind of look for some things. I always love seeing who's actually actively listening to things as well too. Because it gives me better insight, like who the audience is, and like I kind of stop you guys a little bit. I could like go in there, like what's his business like? Where's he at right now? What's this person doing? Right? Look through stories, where they at so far? Do they have any price raises? Like how long have they cutting hair for? I do a little back end research on things. All right. And then again, too, the biggest thing as well is if anything like this episode or anything else is you found it valuable, the best thing you could do in terms of the barber industry and helping the overall industry, I think for myself, send this to one barber who you feel like, or even 3 barbers who you feel like would need to hear this, that would benefit from hearing this. Because again, too, there's too much bullshit going on in the industry. There's way too much. And for me, the new era of barbering cannot stand for that. We are creating a different type of barber in this industry who actually gives a fuck and is business savvy. Who the fuck knows barbers at a mass level who are going to be doing 15, 20K per month, charging $100 plus? Do you know how many people are pissed off because of what we're doing as a company? How many people are like pissed off on the internet in general? And like, I think overall, like barbers need to wake the fuck up of what's possible and actually wake the fuck up. Like, you guys need to get your shit together. We're playing the game of business. We're not playing a game of who needs to be liked the most. Okay. If you're playing a game of who needs to be liked the most, your business probably is suffering a little bit. And probably not just a little bit, probably a fucking lot. So with that, make sure you go ahead and share it. Make sure you tag me on social media. And then till next time, see you guys.